Most people are waiting. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for someone to notice their potential. But the truth is, life doesn't respond to waiting, it responds to movement. It rewards the few who do what others won't. And the difference between the average and the unstoppable? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even motivation. It's habit. Not the habits you do when you're inspired, but the ones you repeat when you're tired, uncertain, and no one is watching. The world class have trained themselves to act beyond how they feel. And that, right there, is the hinge. That's the line. Cross it, and everything changes. Average people hope. Unstoppable people train. Average people react. Unstoppable people design. Average people pray for better conditions. Unstoppable people become better, regardless of the conditions. Because the truth is, success isn't something you stumble into. It's something you earn through repetition. A single habit repeated every day is more powerful than bursts of inspiration that last a weekend. Let me say that again, not for your ears, but for your life. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to be extreme, just committed. 1 hour a day invested in yourself, reading, writing, refining, planning, won't change your life in a week. But in a year, you won't recognize yourself. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger, more disciplined, sharper. That's the game. Jim Rohn once said, "Don't ask for security, ask for adventure." And that adventure begins the moment you take full responsibility for the direction of your life. No more blaming the economy. No more blaming your parents. No more blaming your past. The day you draw the line and say, "It's on me," that's the day you start to build. And what are you building? Not just income. Not just reputation. You're building character. The inner architecture that can support the weight of your goals. Because if you don't build the inner foundation, even if you get what you want, you won't keep it. Success will test you before it blesses you. It will hide behind early mornings, behind broken routines, behind the loneliness of discipline. And it will ask you one question: can you show up without applause? Because greatness isn't born in moments of glory. It's carved in silence. It's built in the invisible hours when you choose to do what you said you would do, long after the mood has left you. And the people who get what they want from life? They aren't lucky, they're prepared. Preparedness is a habit. It's what separates the average from the unstoppable. The average wait until they're overwhelmed, then try to react. The unstoppable prepare every day, mentally, emotionally, physically, until life's punches don't knock them out, just wake them up. Every day you train, you become a different person. Not overnight, but certainly over time. And the key is to build rituals, not rely on feelings. Because feelings come and go. But rituals, disciplined habits, create identity. And once your identity shifts, your destiny follows. You will not rise to the level of your goals, you will fall to the level of your systems. So if you want to change your future, start by changing your day. Start with how you wake up. How you speak to yourself. What you tolerate. What you pursue. Your results are not a mystery. They are a mirror. Average people want change. Unstoppable people create change. And they do it with structure. With clarity. With deliberate practice. Not perfection, practice. Because practice compounds. And compounded practice is how you dominate over time. But here's the challenge: the early days of habit building are hard. The world won't notice. Your results won't skyrocket. And your mind will whisper, "This isn't working." But that's the test. The test is whether you trust the process more than you trust your feelings. You cannot negotiate with your future. Every skipped habit is a vote for the life you're trying to escape. Every chosen habit is a vote for the life you're trying to create. So cast your votes. Show up. Even when it's dark. Even when it's boring. Even when it hurts. The unstoppable don't see discipline as suffering. They see it as freedom. You think pain is found in waking up early or grinding in solitude. But the deeper pain, the real pain, is regret. Wasted potential. Lost time. The haunting knowledge that you could have been more. Regret is the tax you pay for neglect. And the interest compounds. But so does discipline. So does courage. So does integrity. You don't need to sprint toward a finish line, just take the step that average people avoid. The hard one. The inconvenient one. The lonely one. Your breakthrough is hidden in the habits you've been avoiding. That book you haven't finished. That workout you skipped. That journal you stopped writing. The average person lets inconsistency become their identity. The unstoppable use every small action to forge a new identity. You become what you practice. You become what you repeat. And repetition is not just action, it's a philosophy. A belief that who you are today does not limit who you can be tomorrow. But that future you? They're waiting on the actions you take now. Build a schedule that reflects your standards. Don't wing it. Design it. Don't just react to life, lead your life. Put your values on the calendar. Build systems for your energy, your focus, your goals. Treat your day like it's sacred, because it is. You will never have this day again. You'll never have this chance again. So why waste it? Why pretend that next week will be different if today looks like yesterday? The average live on default. The unstoppable live on design. And the design is simple: show up. Focus deep. Stay consistent. Let repetition do its quiet, invisible work. Because at the end of the road, what makes you powerful won't be what you dreamed about, it'll be what you practiced. The days you kept your word. The promises you made to yourself and actually kept. That's what builds confidence. That's what builds respect. That's what builds freedom. And here's the truth most never learn: freedom is not found in avoiding discipline. Freedom is found in mastering it. Because when you're disciplined, life bends in your direction. The world begins to make room for the person who shows up relentlessly. So if you want to change your life, don't change everything. Change one thing. One habit. One standard. 1 hour. One commitment. Then repeat it. Relentlessly. No matter how you feel. Let the average be driven by emotion. You be driven by mission. You want the secret? There isn't one. There's just you, your choices, and the life you're building, brick by brick, day by day. The habit that separates the average from the unstoppable isn't grand. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's invisible. But over time, it becomes undeniable. So show up. Build the habit. Forge the identity. And become the person your potential is waiting for. You see, the average person prays for opportunity. The unstoppable prepare for it. They don't need a perfect situation, they just need one opening, and they'll be ready when it comes. Why? Because they've trained for it. Quietly. Consistently. Relentlessly. When the door cracks open, most people hesitate. They doubt. They wonder if they're worthy, if they're capable, if they're ready. The unstoppable don't ask those questions. They've already answered them, in the dark, in the quiet, in the repetition. Opportunity doesn't intimidate the prepared. It unleashes them. And make no mistake, life will test you. It won't always be fair. It won't always be kind. But it will always be honest. It will reveal to you, over and over again, whether you're serious or just curious. Whether you want comfort or transformation. Whether you're willing to endure short-term difficulty in exchange for long-term greatness. The average person quits when it gets hard. The unstoppable know that difficulty is a signal, not to stop, but to dig deeper. Every struggle is an invitation to develop strength. Every challenge is a mirror, showing you what you're made of. But here's what separates the few from the many. The unstoppable choose their pain. They don't run from it. They schedule it. They train in it. While the world scrolls and distracts and escapes, the unstoppable are sharpening their edge. They're becoming unbreakable. There is no growth without resistance. Just like muscles only grow when pushed to failure, your character only grows when tested by reality. That's not a punishment, it's the process. And once you embrace that, you stop fearing hard days. You start welcoming them. Because that's where you become uncommon. In the grind. In the repetition. In the choices you make when quitting would be easier. Your future doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you practice. Wanting is common. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants peace. Everyone wants freedom. But few are willing to earn it, inch by inch, habit by habit, over time. So ask yourself, are your habits a reflection of your highest potential or your lowest standards? You don't need more inspiration. You need more structure. You need to master the boring. Fall in love with the basics. Excellence isn't sexy, it's surgical. It's repeating the same fundamentals long after the average person has moved on to something else. Do the push-ups. Read the book. Take the notes. Have the hard conversation. Wake up on time. Make the call. Build the habit. Repeat. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember this. The hard is what makes it worth it. The struggle is what makes it real. The resistance is what makes you ready. Unstoppable people don't chase motivation. They build discipline. Motivation fades. Discipline carries. It carries you through the fog, through the setbacks, through the lonely hours when no one is clapping, no one is watching, and the only person who knows you kept going is you. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's where confidence comes from, not from results, not from praise, but from knowing deep in your soul that you did what you said you would do. That's power. That's integrity. That's the foundation of the unstoppable life. So let the world sleep in. Let the average coast. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. You stay in the fire. Stay in the fight. Keep showing up. Keep doing the reps. Keep honoring the vision no one else can see. Because one day, the world will ask how you did it. And you'll smile. You'll remember the lonely hours, the early mornings, the quiet decisions that no one saw, and you'll say, I built this in the dark. And that's what separates the average from the unstoppable. Not luck. Not hype. Just habit. Relentless. Repeated. Earned. Now go build. And when you build, don't just build for applause. Don't build for validation. Build for alignment. Build because something inside you refuses to settle. Because something in your soul knows that mediocrity is a silent betrayal. That a wasted gift is a wound that never fully heals. You weren't born for average. You weren't designed to coast. There's a quiet greatness in you, something deeper than ego, louder than doubt. But it will not emerge on its own. It must be summoned. And the tool to summon it is habit. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a decision. You don't need the approval of others. You need the standards of your future self. So raise them. Raise your standards. For how you speak. For how you work. For how you carry yourself when no one is around. That's where it begins. In the unseen moments that define who you are becoming. Because every time you choose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, commitment over convenience, you cast a vote for a different future. And the more votes you cast, the clearer the path becomes. Until one day you look back and realize, you are no longer trying to become that person, you are them. But this only happens if you protect your philosophy. Not just what you do, but why you do it. Jim Rohn said, your personal philosophy is the greatest determining factor in how your life works out. And he was right. The way you think, the beliefs you repeat, the standards you tolerate, they shape your destiny far more than any single event. So be ruthless with your mind. Guard it like it's sacred, because it is. Don't entertain weak thinking. Don't make room for victimhood. Don't feed your doubts more than your dreams. You want to change your life? Change what you believe about yourself. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the story they told you. You are the architect of your next chapter. And that chapter gets written one habit at a time. So stop looking for miracles. Build momentum. Stack your days. Stack your actions. Stack your identity. When in doubt, build anyway. Even when it's hard. Even when you're tired. Even when no one believes in you yet. You don't owe the world an explanation. You owe your future the discipline to meet it. This is the path. It's not glamorous. It's not easy. But it's real. And for the few who walk it, who live it, who own it, the reward is not just success. It's transformation. From average to unstoppable. Now rise. The world may not see you yet. But you're not building for them. You're building for who you're becoming. And they are worth every step. You said. So don't wait for the world to give you permission. Don't wait for the timing to feel perfect. Don't wait for the fear to disappear. Just start. Start with what you have. Start where you are. And trust that if you stay faithful to the habit will stay faithful to you. Because that's the truth they don't tell you. Success is not something you chase. It's something you become. And becoming requires fire. It requires silence. It requires making peace with the grind, the repetition, the loneliness of doing what others won't, so one day you can live how others can't. You want to be free? Earn it in the dark. You want to be great? Outlast your excuses. You want to change your life? Then discipline is no longer optional. It's your oxygen. Breathe it daily. Live it completely. And watch what happens when an unstoppable spirit meets an unshakable habit. You won't just succeed. You'll become a force. Now go. Build the life that silence demands.